guys, welcome back to a new tutorial. Today I'm going to be making Pokemon Go in Unity. So this is going to be part 1, so we're basically just going to be doing the Pokeball throw, and then also we're going to be putting a Pokemon in. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. First, you're going to want to go to this website right here, modelresources.com. It has a bunch of Pokemon on it, and it also has the Pokeball. So go ahead and download those, and either open them in Blender and add animations, or just put them straight into Unity. Pick a Pokemon to add. Let's just do, we'll do something simple, maybe like a Pidgeotto. Or Pidgeot. We'll do Pidgeot. So go ahead and download that. And you will need to open them in Blender just where you could save them into Unity. So just go ahead and do that. Okay, so after you unzip both of the files, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see the textures and also the object itself. So basically the OBJ and the material. And for the Pokemon, you're going to see the .data folder and .data file, and then the .fbx. And you're also going to see this. Let's see. There's different Pidgeots, by the way. You're going to see all these folders. So these are all the textures right here. And there's 2 folders for each of them, because there's a specular one and a albedo one, or albedo. So basically the main color. So once you do that, just open up Blender and then click File, Import, .obj. So that's a wavefront. And then go through and find it. First, the Pokeball. Here it is, right here. And let's go ahead and edit this a little bit. Let's kind of select everything, delete the camera, select everything, and then join it together. Set the origin to the geometry. Obviously, we don't want the lamps, so set origin to geometry. Rotate it down, and just rotate it until it's a straight ball. It's not rotated on any of the axes. That should be good right there, so go ahead and save that. And you're going to save this into your most recent Unity project, the one we created. I'm going to create a new folder, and we're going to name it Models. And we're going to name this one Pokeball. There we go. Save it. Go into Unity. And you should see the Pokeball right here. Now you need to import the textures, so go ahead and do that. Create a folder for the textures and put them in there. Go ahead and do this with your Pokemon too, and same thing basically, and if you want to, you can even add animations for him. We're not going to do that, but we will do that later on. Pokemon, you do need to import the FBX. For the Pidgeot, you need to delete the stationary wings. So right here, there's stationary wings. You can just delete those and use the wings themselves. Sorry about that. Okay, so now you can pull both of them in. And you can assign the texture. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so that's him. Basically, all you want to do now is give all of these materials an Unlit Shader. Sorry about that again, just interruptions. Okay, so Mobile Diffuse is what we're going to do. Unlit Shader also works. And that is him. That looks pretty good. His hair doesn't, but that's okay. Okay, so now we can do the Pokeball. Okay, so go ahead and scale that down. And we kind of need to go back into Blender, open that up. And basically all we need to do is say Control A, apply the location, apply the rotation, and then apply the scale. Then we can set the origin to geometry, then we can save it. Now we can go back into here and it is rotated wrong. That is because we applied the rotation. See if we can get this right. For now, that's going to work. Scale it down. Let's do that. And then add a sphere collider to it. Then also add a rigid body. And uncheck use gravity. And the location is still weird. Let's delete this ball and add another one in. And we will have to fix it. That will work right for right now. Scale it down and do the same thing as we did before with the other one. Okay. That is good. Now we need to add a plane where everybody is standing on. Let's move this up. And then take the camera and position it right in front of the Pidgeot. Okay, now that that is done, we can go ahead and make a new script. The script will be the throwing script for the ball. So let's go ahead and name that drag and throw. Go ahead and open that up, and we can get coding. Okay, so now you just need to set up a few variables. First, what you're going to do is say bool dragging. So this is going to be our dragging wheel. So if we are dragging our object, so we're going to say first we're just going to set that to false. We're going to keep it at false at first. Next, we're going to create a float. So float distance. Okay, so it's I guess the distance we can be from the ball before throwing it. All right. Next, we say public float, so this is going to be public. And we're just going to call this throw speed. So basically how fast, the maximum we can throw it, so how fast we can throw it. Next will be public float, arch speed. So that's the air you get when you throw the ball, so how high it will go when you throw it. Again, that's one of the maximums, so it's like the maximum height that can go. So public float speed, this will be how fast the ball follows your mouse, how fast your ball follows your cursor, or how fast the ball follows your finger, depending on what device you're going to do this on. So now we're going to say void on mouse down. For now, we're going to keep it at list. Later, we'll change it for mobile devices, but for now this will work. So we'll say distance equals vector3 dot distance. Then we're going to say, let's go ahead and delete what we just did on accident there. So distance, and then we need a transform position. So we're going to say this transform dot position. And then we'll say camera dot transform dot position. Camera dot main dot transform dot position. There we go. So that is pretty simple right there. Basically, the distance between the ball and the camera. That's to where we can drag it. And then we'll just say dragging is true. There we go. And that's pretty good right there. Let's go ahead and go on to the next function. So we'll say public void on mouse up. We don't have to make it public, but we will. On mouse up. In here, we're just going to say this dot game object or just this dot get component, whichever one you want to do. And we're going to get the rigid body, which is our physics. And then we're going to say dot use gravity equals true. There we go. So basically, we drag it. So this is our dragging. We're not actually dragging it yet, but we will in a second. We'll make another function that is dragging. So basically, we drag it, and then when we let go, so when we're not dragging it anymore, this is the throw. So the gravity, we want to turn gravity back on when we throw it. We also want to make the game object go forward when we throw it. So same thing here. We're just going to take the rigid body dot velocity plus equals this dot transform dot forward times throw speed. There we go. Same thing, so just copy that and paste it, but this time we're going to change it to arch speed, and the instead of forward, we're going to change it to up. So arch speed, and we're going to change that to up. There we go. And one last thing would be dragging equals false. So after we let go, there's no more dragging. Dragging is not happening after that. Okay, so now in the update function, all we're going to say is if dragging. So if we are dragging the object, then we want to send a ray cast out. So we're going to send a ray, and basically wherever that ray is, the object will want to go. So the object will try to go there. Now we are getting the distance. And now we can set the position. So we're going to say transform.position equals vector3.lerp. So we're going to lerp to the mouse position or the ray position, as we said right there. So vector3.lerp, this dot transform.position, comma, ray point, comma, speed times time dot delta time. There we go. Now this script is done for now. We will change it to where you can play on mobile. I guess you could a little bit right now, but not really. Throw speed we're going to change to 4. Arch speed will be 2. And speed will be 10. We'll test that out. Throw it. And nothing happens because, well, something does happen, but we're going forward in the wrong direction. So, let's see. What we can do is add a empty game object, make the object of the Pokeball go under it, and then just take the rigid body and stuff like that. So let's just do the spear. We'll create a different spear. Let's do that. So instead of doing an empty game object, let's just create a different spear. So spear. Okay, so same thing, add a rigid body to this one, and a drag and throw. Sorry if you hear stuff in the background, that's just siblings. Anyway, go ahead and copy the drag and throw script that was on the other ball and paste it on this one, and then delete the mesh render from this one. And we can see that it looks like a collider over our object here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's position it one more time. Take the Pokeball, put it under this sphere, name this one Pokeball. And in this Pokeball, we can just remove all the rigid body and the spear colliders and all that. and make sure you uncheck use gravity. This should work. We throw it, but it throws the opposite direction. That's okay. All we need to do is rotate it. Take the Pokeball, put it back under it. Now when we throw this, it throws perfectly, it rolls, and everything works. But our throw speed isn't the greatest, so we need to basically tweak this until it's just right. Okay, so it's just right. Now we can add a mesh collider to the Pidgeot. Mesh collider. And when we play this, we can see it goes right through him, which is okay. Just add a mesh collider to him, and we'll see if that works. And if it doesn't, then we can just add a box collider. It doesn't, so just add a normal box collider. And we need to change the scale, the position, and all that. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Now, if we throw this, if it hits him, it goes right over him, which is okay. Let's do just a little bit. It hits him. Just throw a little bit less, like barely clicks it. That's okay. It's very easy in this version to throw the Pokeball, which is okay. You can always change the throw speed to where it's like 7 or 6 even. And now when you just throw it, it's a little bit harder to hit him. To where when you just click it, it's going to hit him. Let's try to miss. It's going to be hard to miss, but okay. You can miss, it's okay. But yeah, that is the first tutorial on how to make a Pokemon Go game in Unity. So basically, we're going to be recreating the whole entire thing, other than maybe the GPS and stuff like that, because that stuff is a little bit more advanced. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial.